Hello, this is Jeff from Studio 41 Productions, and I'm here today to review Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. Now, this is a game that's considered one of the most important games of the Wii U that's going to be coming out here soon, so let's see if it lives up to the enormous expectations of being a Mario Kart title and one of the big titles for the Wii U coming up here soon. Now that we're getting this review underway, let's start with the plot. Okay, now on to the gameplay. Honestly, this is a racing game, so there's no plot. The first things first, Nintendo. What is up with the super emphasis on drifting in this game? Seriously, if you aren't drifting after the 50cc difficulty in Grand Prix, you are not going to win anything. You have to learn how to drift in this game. Otherwise, you're pretty much screwed playing any other game mode. I get, though, that you want to legitimize the series a bit to make it more like a serious racing game, but still, I don't think you should punish people for not drifting. I mean, that's kind of weak. On to the tracks now. The new tracks, though, I really like all of the new tracks. There's a couple that are weaker, but overall, I think they all, none of them are like too long or anything, and they all make great use of the gravity features. Which brings us to the big new thing of this game, and pretty much the whole marketing thing behind this game, are the gravity features. Just about every track in this game, even some of the older ones, have parts where you can drive over a blue strip on the ground. It's got like little blue circles on it. And suddenly, the cart that you are driving flips its tires, and now it can defy all of the laws of gravity. While it doesn't make a whole lot of sense on how this happens, the game does play absolutely amazingly with it. You can drive on walls, go through loops, drive straight up 90-degree angles like it's absolutely nothing. Also, if you get bumped or run into something while you're on an anti-gravity piece, you get spun, but then you get a speed boost after you get spun. And with enough work, if you can practice at it, you can really screw up opposing drivers and make them fly off tracks and run into items and whatnot also. On to the classic tracks, though. One of my favorite parts of the Mario Kart games. What the hell happened, Nintendo? Seriously. The classic tracks and the selections in this game are just overall flat out bad. Sure, there are a few good ones like Donut Plains from the Super NES and the Moo Moo Meadows from the Wii, but really? Piranha Plant Slide from the 3DS. One of the worst tracks I think that has ever been made in the Mario Kart franchise. And from one of the weaker entries in the franchise in Mario Kart 7 also. And Grumble Volcano? All of the great tracks from the best entry in the franchise in Mario Kart Wii, and you choose one of the weakest tracks in the entire game. I guess I can't be too mad because they did throw in Tick-Tock Clock from the DS game and Music Park, which is the best track in Mario Kart 7. But they did choose Rainbow Road from the N64, the first one. The first Rainbow Road, I mean. And, that's that's probably the weakest Rainbow Road, actually. And it's mainly because it just has it plays too slow. It's got too many slow, wide turns and long straightaways that really just make the track a bit of a drag to play on. The next item of business, though, is the items, and holy crap did they ramp up the items in this game. While Mario Kart is famous for its items, they made them insane. In the gameplay you notice I'm driving the land ship in all of the pieces of gameplay that I showed, and that's because it has actually one of the best accelerations in this game. And that helps it recover from items way better. And I can't count how many times I've been dogpiled by items in the Grand Prix mode by the computers. And by that, I mean getting hit by like 4 items in the span of 10 seconds. And it happens even more if you're trying to win the 4th race of a cup to get all 3 stars on it, which you have to win all 4 races. Oh, what's that? About to cross that line for the sweep? Nah, bitch. Here are 2 green shells and a red shell. And here's 4th place, so you don't even get 1 star on this cup. Try again later, buddy. But the scary part is that this has happened several times in the span of the month and a half that I've had this game. And I haven't played it. I've played it a good bit, but I haven't played it a ton. But, more than total of times I think that's happened on this. It's happened more times on Mario Kart 8 than I think it ever happened on the Wii. Mario Kart Wii version. And I didn't even mention yet, though, that all of this is on 100cc. I don't even have the balls yet to try 150cc yet, because I'm not looking forward to trying to get all 3 stars on that. I did also mention that the land ship has the best acceleration in the game. And it's true because customizable karts are back from Mario Kart 7. You may though have also noticed that there is no area that shows the kart stats like in Mario Kart 7. And in this game, on what shows on the TV when you're choosing karts shows on the gamepad. So there's no area to show the stats for the karts. And I had to go on IGN to even figure out that karts, or what the stats for each kart was, and the wheels also have their own pluses and minuses, and so do some of the gliders, not very many of them though. But most of the karts you can unlock by picking up coins in races, which isn't bad, which I actually like a good bit, because if you pick up, the more coins you pick up in a race, you see a little counter on your screen go up from 1 to 10. 10's the most that you can have at one time, but you can still pick up more, which adds to your overall total of picking them up. But once you get, the more coins you get from that scale of 1 to 10, the faster your cart will go. Kind of like I'm showing myself, or not showing, I'm dating myself here a bit, but it's a lot like the Wampa Fruit in Crash Team Racing. The more you get, the faster you go. You have to unlock a lot of the drivers you have to unlock also. Well, you don't have to, but they're unlockable, but they're easy to unlock though. You just have to play the Grand Prix mode and win races. The last thing here the last big problem I have though is the lack of the old school battle mode, like from Double Dash and DS is what I remember it most fondly of. They dropped the entire old school arena battle mode where you have 3 balloons and you just shoot shells at each other to try and pop all the balloons. But now they said pretty much screw that and let's just have a race now, and you have 3 balloons above your head and you have to get hit, or you lose your 3 balloons and you're out. And I mean, that's just really honestly blows. I can't think of a better way to put it than that. I mean, the old school arena battle modes, you drive around in a small area and your team has to pop the other team's balloons, and I mean, they just completely got rid of that. And I dropped so much time into that on the DS and the Double Dash. I mean, the fact that they got rid of that, just, I don't know what they're thinking, and that's really a terrible loss for the franchise. And I mean, if you notice, I didn't even record direct gameplay of the battle mode because all I have to do is show the preview of what it is, and that's all the incentive you need to have to not play it. Now on to the graphics of this game, and I'm sure you could tell already, this game looks absolutely amazing. This is one of the best looking games I have ever played. I mean, describing it short, I mean, sure, Mario games have a comic style and don't take much to put out graphically, but still, this game looks awesome even by those standards. Also, if you're in an anti-gravity piece and you like go up on a wall, like an example would be in Swamp Ruins, I mean, the game really just, the camera angle shows perfectly, and just everything looks absolutely awesome in those sequences. Sound-wise, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this game, other than that the music and sound effects are really top-notch in just about every single way possible. I mean, the carts sound good. I mean, it sounds like a cart. The items, the sound of a shell hitting somebody is still as satisfying as ever. You still have the trademark shell sound of a green shell coming up behind you, that like whip 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 sound of it getting closer. But I think they might have added something to, if you have stereo sound, which I assume everybody has by now, you can really tell like if it's on your left side or your right side, so you kind of have a small window to try and dodge a green shell. Obviously, if it's a red or a blue shell, you're completely screwed, but it's something that I think needs to be mentioned, and it really, I think, helps a lot. In conclusion, I have to say this is one of the better entries in the franchise. It's not a bad thing at all, but it isn't a great thing either. It's just not on the level of Mario Kart DS or Mario Kart Wii or even Double Dash, I don't think. It is, though, a very important Wii U title, and definitely the best-selling game of the console so far. The gameplay overall is still great, and it also has good. The game has good online play, like Mario Kart Wii did, as well. It also has Mario Kart TV, where you can go back and view your recent races, and you can cut highlight clips and whatnot, and you can share those online as well. And you can see other people's also. The biggest downsides of the game, though, is the big time lacking of a good battle mode. The lacking of showing kart statistics, which is, I know it's probably not something huge because everybody has access to the internet, but still, that's something you have to put in the game. I mean, show it on the gamepad. I mean, that can't be too hard. Also, the last biggest thing is just the brutality of the cranked up items. I mean, I got hit by items, and it's not like I never got hit by items in Mario Kart Wii or DS or Double Dash or whatnot, but it's just insane now. I mean, good lord. Even with those, though, the game looks and sounds great. The anti-gravity features are amazing, honestly. I can't put them any other way. And the new tracks are all overall pretty good. My favorite new ones being Swamp Ruins, Sunshine Airport, and Mount Wario, which I think is a really cool thing that they did because of the increased processing power of the Wii U. Mount Wario, it's like downhill skiing, and I actually did this with the N64 Rainbow Road also, but it's all one lap, but they mark it's where the counter is for laps, like 1 to 3 on a normal track. You go through a gate and it pops up 2 and then 3 after that. So it's all one lap. And Mount Wario, it's insane because you're going downhill the entire time. You're going really fast, and there's some pieces where you have to be quick on your reactions or else you'll run into a tree or something. Overall, score-wise, I'm going to give this game an 8.5 out of 10. I know it's the same as X and Y, but that's where it is for me. It's not a 9, but it's better than an 8, obviously, so it's going to be an 8.5. But I also give this game a good recommendation for any old fan of the franchise or anybody that's a big fan of kart racing. Definitely give this game a shot. And also, if you don't have access to a Wii U, I give a huge recommendation to the Wii U Mario Kart 8 bundle. I think they're not selling it anymore after the month of July, so go pick one up before the end of July. But it's an absolutely great deal. You get Mario Kart 8, and you also get a choice of a free game. You can choose from New Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, and Nintendo Party, I do believe, is the third one. But you can't lose with that bundle. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll go pick up this game, because it's a pretty, overall it's a good fun time, and take care.